Yo, it's Big Vern. You know what time it is when you hear the lady singing and the slow beat bringing. It's Big Vern in the studio doing this thinging. I'm your favorite podcaster. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Goes a long way. We had some bad storms in the area last night, so if you're dealing with power outages, you got flooding in your basement, you got some damage to your home, please stay safe. Please walk around your home, and thank you for spending a little bit of time with us that you have. Our first segment, we talked about Marky Mark and the Dummy Bunch down in Kentucky. They got a new offensive analyst. I don't know how it's going to work, dude. Don't get me to lying. And then Deion Sanders breaking the bank. 54 millions. 54 millions. Yeah, that guy's getting it. That dude is getting the bread. Jesus Christ. Is he worth it? We try to answer that question. And then Mark Wright gets a weird Stanford 1-year deal, and he refuses to call himself a head coach, refers himself as an interim coach, but Andrew Luck is referring to this guy as a head coach and is talking about this guy's going to be some immaculate leader. It's just weird. And then finally that brings us to Mr. James Franklin. And I asked the question, after him pounding the table for 12 years, trying to get the investment and commitment in Penn State football that he saw that was a good fit, do you think he just signed his own death warrant? Is it a trap? I really don't know. But I tell you what I do know. It's time to go ahead and get that rap break in. It's your boy Big Vern. Drop the spot. It's your boy Big Vern pumping another rap album. Will Smith, based on a true story, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites is You Looking For Me. That's crazy. Bulletproof with Jack Ross. Hard Times featuring Tanya Taylor. Beautiful Scars with Big Sean. Tantrum is probably the song of the year. I'm not gonna hold you. Tantrum is on a whole nother level. That's Will rapping. Oh my God. And work of art is so deep. Will Smith, based on a true story, in stores now. Yeah, shout out to Will doing his thing. Like I say, Fresh Prince was back in it. But, like I say, not going to hold you. We're going to go ahead and get right on it. When it comes to James Franklin now, James Franklin has been in the Big Ten for quite some time. Now he's got a winning record. He's brought Penn State back from obscurity and irrelevance. But to some of the Happy Valley faithful, they don't think that he's done enough. And I'll be honest with you, they're still living in the Joe Paterno in their mind. That's where they're kept at. And that's where they're stuck when Penn State was winning national titles. However, when they signed on to the Big Ten, the premier rivalry is Ohio State, Michigan. And for those people who have never been to Columbus and have seen how rabid them fans are, I'm talking about police are on site, because that thing gets really explosive and contentious from 0 to 60. So Penn State is looking to insert themselves in any kind of conversation where they can steal a little bit of light from Ohio State and steal some light from Michigan. But there's a complex problem because the Big Ten has gotten even bigger, where now you have Oregon, now you have USC. Lincoln Riley has retooled. He's got Rob Ryan on his defensive staff, and D'Anton Lynn. That dude's defense is a beast. He's going to get the right pieces. USC is going to be a formidable foe. Michigan State is going to be off and on. They're probably going to come on strong with some good talent and some good recruiting. They're going to try and finagle a couple of guys away that will fit that system, but they're going to be middle of the road. I'm sorry, Indiana is freaking good. Shout out to Cignetti, Kurt. He's doing his thing. The guy was the coach of the year last year. And I'll tell you this, I don't know how we ended up playing Notre Dame and how Texas got a home game. They didn't win anything. Texas didn't win the SEC, but Texas was out here being a de facto number one seed, just like anything else. And if I was Indiana, I would have stood on my business because they put us against Notre Dame, really Bloomington from South Bend. That's a couple of miles, maybe 100 miles at best. But I mean, why are we playing each other? Anyway, knowing all of that, the people of Penn State, they really don't respect competition because of everything he's done. And he's had to do the most with the least. A lot of people in this country who look like me know what that's about. However, now they've given you everything. Now they've given you all of the investment that you want. The president of the university is in line with the boosters, which is in line with the AD. And everybody's sitting there smiling. But they still have this thing in their mind that you're not fit to lead. And that's what made me ask this question. When they gave you everything you want and you're still not able to beat the Ohio States of the world, you're still not able to beat Michigan, you're still not going to beat Oregon, you may tie with Illinois, but Bo Pelini's a monster, so that's no guarantee. And then you come to Indiana and get your head crushed. Where do you go from here as a Penn State fan? And that's why I said they're giving you enough rope to hang yourself. Because if you went into this year and you didn't get the investment, you didn't have the NIL budget, and you still turned out the same results as you did last year, then you could actually fall back on that and say, hey, look, I did my part. You all wouldn't fund me, so now I had to go ahead and make the best coaching move possible that I could to get as far as I could, but I don't have the resources. That would have been a legit argument, but now you have the resources. Now you have Jim Knowles, the old Ohio State defensive coordinator. Your best chance to beat Ohio State was in Penn State last year. They came to Happy Valley. They whooped y'all's ass and they got the t-shirt. And that's not me just talking trash. That's what happened. And when administrations roll over and they just give you what you want, it's usually a sign that, hey, look, it's time to get rid of him. Look at Pittsburgh. It's kind of not the same thing, but it's on that same parallel line. They're trying, the media is trying to get rid of Mike Tomlin, but Mike Tomlin has number one, he's a Super Bowl winning coach, and he's had 19 seasons of success. But because he can't get back to the mountaintop, they want him gone. In college, there's less job security than there is in the pros. So this could be the money class laying down the gauntlet like, yeah, it's either championship or gone. Now, I don't think it's gotten that far with James Franklin, and it probably won't rise to that level. But this is me. I am not a Penn State fan. I'm just somebody looking from the outside in at 30,000 feet. The Penn State diehards, they know their fan base. They know the ridiculous lunatics that float around there and think that Penn State should be going back to the college playoff with a number one overall seed. And that may not be the case. So again, I hope that this doesn't materialize into this. I don't want to read ahead and get out over my skis. But anytime everybody's in lockstep and key with you, it's probably for your demise. It's probably for your demise. So like I say, I hope not, because I like James Franklin. I mean, he seems like a straight, narrow shooter. He's not somebody who's going to bullshit you. He gets right to the issues. When he was going against Dan Lanning, it was a real high-stakes chess matchup. Penn State made it very, very competitive against Oregon. Oregon came away with the W. But you talking about somebody studying, you talk about Franklin studying Lanning all the way back to his days at Georgia and really picking apart how that defense is going to play, how they can come off the ball. And then also Lanning being an astute student of the game as well on the other side of the field, looking at Penn State, how they line up, thinking that, hey, look, they're going to tip their hand. Look at the way that they kind of crashed the inside. I mean, that was coaching at its best. But Lanning is in a secure place. Franklin, not so much. And I hope I'm wrong. Dun, 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 dun. Well, that's the show. Thank you all for joining us. We had a great time. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe button and share the content. This is Big Vern, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.